Okay, so this is how you make brown, you guys. You always have complementary colors, okay? That's when it's opposite from the color wheel. Yellow and purple, red and green, blue and orange, they're always opposite each other, no matter what, okay? That's the rule of the color wheel. And in order to make brown, you mix complementary colors. But what does that really mean? Well, if you take red and green, for instance, how do we make green? It's by mixing yellow and blue. Red is its own primary. So really it's 50% red and 25% yellow and 25% blue. You get it? Like once you realize this, you're like, oh, okay. Yellow and violet. But what's violet? It's red and blue. So we have 50% yellow, 25 and 25, and then last but not least, blue and orange. And how do we get orange? We mix yellow and red. So basically, in order to make brown, we're always mixing the three primaries together, but depending on what ratio we use, where we put the 50% and then the 25 and 25, will give us a different shade of brown. So sometimes you might end up with a more warm brown by having more of a reddish tint, and sometimes you'll have a cooler brown. So anyway, that's how we get it. So in order to get started, I'm going to make sure my brush is very watery again. I'm going to grab some yellow. If I'm going to be using yellow to mix a color, I use it first because it's lighter and it's easier to get dirty. I'm going to grab some blue. And we know that blue is way more powerful than yellow, so I don't need very much of it. So if I were to mix these together, I would get green, right? Now I'm going to grab some red, probably a pretty good amount, like that. And then I'm going to mix them all together. So what I have right now is kind of like a poopy green color, which means it's more towards the green side, so I need more red. This is how we learn to adjust our colors. That might be a little too red. So I'm mixing them together a little more. Now that's looking like brown. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. I'm putting more water, more drops of water into this paint because we're using this to wash over the background. So it needs to be very, very thin. There, that's how we make brown, guys. I'm going to lighten it up a tiny bit, but I want you guys to see how this brown is. Look, that is legitimately brown. Cool, huh? Look at that. So again, if it seems more like one color than the other, then you need to mix the opposite a little bit more. And you might go through a little bit of paint learning how to do this, but I want my brown to be a little bit lighter, not too much, but I'm gonna lighten it up just a little bit. There, I like that. So don't worry if your brown is different than mine. That's not anything to worry about today. Right now you're just learning how to make brown at all. And then that's good enough. That's good enough. So what we're doing is just getting plenty of water and putting it on our background. and it can be pretty messy. We're just gonna be building on top of this. We just need it to not be white.